Man, that was a big win. I was proud of our guys. I was really proud of the staff. It's not always easy to deal with me, and so they did a great job of prepping these players, and collectively, wanting to bounce back after last week. It was a tough loss, and we knew the type of opponent was coming in here. That's a good football team, and that's a physical football team, and. If you're not on your game, I mentioned this, but that team will run right through you. And man, we played a physical, violent game. Our defense was outstanding. AG did a hell of a job, and we looked like a hungry team. We looked like a hungry, violent defense. We got takeaways, we had tackles, TFLs. Guys were flying around the football, pretty good in coverage. And we were around the quarterback a lot. So I was proud of those guys. I was proud when we needed the most on offense. We came through with a big one. And Golf hung in there. He took a few shots, but, man, he played a tough game. And that old line just kept banging away, But look, it's a great win. It really is, knowing the opponent that we just came from. So, questions? Look, I think that those are prideful guys in there. We've got players that are it means something to them, and so do the coaches. And so we're collectively trying to help ourselves get a little bit better. And I thought AG did a great job with the game plan. We wanted to find a way to generate a little more pressure, and we did that with a couple of things that we did. But also, guys really showed up. They really won their one-on-ones today, a lot of guys. So, and we fought on the back end, we really did. I thought we covered pretty good. Certainly there's some penalties we got to clean up, and we knew there would be. This crew they've been the highest in 2 years, so we knew there would be, but it's still too much. We can't have that. But we overcame it, and defense really set the tone for the day, and I thought the offense finished it. I totally agree. He really stepped up. You could feel his energy, and I've said this, he gets better every practice, every day he gets a little bit better, and now some of those critical errors aren't as, particularly today, he's making big plays in critical moments as opposed to the other way. So there again, he just, the more he plays, the better he gets, and the more he understands what we're trying to do with him, and he's a playmaker,
Offense stepped up with Jameer Gibbs coming through with 80 yards, 17 carries, stepping in for Montgomery. Can you speak on that?
Yeah, Gibbs did some good things, Look, that D-line, it's a good D-line, and they rotated them, but that first D-line in there, and they're tough now, Grady Jarrett and Onyemata and Campbell, and, so we knew we were, we had our work cut out for us. It was going to be a challenge, but we also knew it was going to take a while. We had to just hang in there and have patience about it and keep going. And look, I thought as that game went on, particularly there late, Gibbs started going. He started to find a little bit of his rhythm. And I think that's a good thing. And that's kind of what I felt about. He just needs, when the light really comes on, it's going to come on. And I could feel there towards the end, there's a couple of those runs, his back-to-back runs, where you feel like, all right, here he goes. He's starting to feel this a little bit. So and he'll only get better with time and with reps. He just will, That's,
So you mentioned the defensive line being prideful guys. You think this was a case of them hearing some of the slander that was directed towards him this week, taking that to heart, or just sort of finding the breakthrough?
slander.
I mean, just people talking sort of in the media about, how they're not getting there, they're not getting it done, the defense.
I don't know, because I just go back there again. I mean, last week we turned the ball over for touchdown for 7 points, and then we turned the ball over there in the tight red, and you kind of spotted them 14 points, But I guess, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many of those guys that read into that, and if they're getting slandered, they play better. I don't know how they respond to that. I just know collectively as a defense, we were on it, and guys came out, and everybody was in tune with the way we wanted to play. And it's not like we didn't play hard last week. It's just, man, you got to clean things up, and you got to have everybody on board. And I just thought the game plan was great. I thought the guys executed it well, and I thought we played with a lot of intensity and tempo, set the tone for the day, and it just really never stopped.
Did you feel like Hutchinson was getting closer and closer and was due for that type of game, knocking the ball loose?
Look, anytime Hutch rushes, I think he's going to get there because it's the nature of the way he rushes, man. He's high motor. He's got craft about what he does, you know. He's not a one-trick pony. He's got a couple of different moves, and he's got ability. So I always expect it, you know. And just there again, I just bring this up. The sacks are always going to be good because you're getting them to the ground. But there's a lot of times where just because you're not getting a sack doesn't mean it doesn't affect the quarterback. So, but it was good. It was good for us to finish out that way.
And on the other side, the offensive line makeshift gave Goff a lot of time and gave some room to run.
Yeah. Listen, we talk about it all the time, and that's really defensively too. I mean, you know, we had Nelson, then Skip's got to come in, then Sorsdale's got to come in. Defense, we don't have Kirby. Iffy, I thought Iffy made some plays today at safety. He's really never played very much at safety. He's been repping there a little bit, so that was encouraging. You know, but we talk about it all the time. It's next man up, you know, and that's a credit to Brad and the depth that we have on this team in areas, and it's paying dividends, you know. But no, it's not easy. It's not easy for anybody. But those guys really stepped up and competed, and that old line took care of. You know, they were making sure we were taking care of Sorsdale, and he battled out there. You know, he really did. So backs ran hard, and we did what we needed to do to control that game. You know, and look, when you lose a couple of tackles in a game, that's not easy. You know, and you know, when you're without a few pieces, that's not easy for Ben, you know, to always call a game like that when you're missing a few things here and there. But I thought he did a heck of a job calling the game. I thought that Goff, you know, stepped in there and made some big throws, played tough. I thought the backs ran hard, and I thought the O-line they kept pounding away. And we finally were able to, you know, to break it open there at the end of the game. So it was definitely a team effort.
In today's NFL, to hold the team essentially to one field goal, late field goal, maybe six, can you just talk about how hard that is?
It's very difficult. You know, you can't always, as much as you want to talk about playing that type of defense, it's hard to bank on that. You know, offensive football has really come a long way, and so it's very difficult. And I think that's pretty telling for what we were able to do today. You know, that was an impressive performance by our guys, and you know, it helps when you're able to take them out of what they do best, which we were able to do. You know, that's what we were trying to do last week against Seattle is take them out of that game. But we were able to do it today, and now you feel like you got the upper hand. So we were able to do that early. Offense was able to hold on to that ball and score enough points and, you know, kind of stay within that two-score lead. And, you know, it really allowed us to do a lot of things defensively. So.
Couple more guys. You play this high end position, obviously. And you look at Jared Goff and the trust that he's having in Sam LaPorta so early. I guess what is he doing so unique to develop that trust early? And I guess some of the traits. I mean, I don't know if you saw the record, but 3 straight games of 5 receptions. He's the first rookie to ever do that.
Yeah.
Starting off so strong and getting the trust of Goff so early.
Well, I think that a lot of that is, you know, that's because he's built that trust with Goff. You know, he's a very trustworthy player because of the way that he practices and the fact he doesn't make the same mistake twice. And so when you're a young guy like he is, and you can see vast improvement, and you're a coach or you're Goff, and you're asking for something once, and you're going to get it, and you're not going to get the other ever again. That's easy to build trust with a guy like that. So he's got a pretty good rapport with him. He's beginning to look for him a little bit, and which only helps us. You know, that only alleviates a little stress off of Saint and the other guys. And the kid's playing pretty good right now, and he's. I told the staff yesterday, he's just quietly getting better and better and better. You know, and I don't know how quiet it is anymore, but he really is just. You know, he's beginning to take off.
Dan, on your ball that Jared threw hardest, I think the ball that Jared threw hardest was the one that he chucked into the stands after the touchdown run. Whose call was that? You want to take credit for it? Was that Jared calling his own number, or is that?
No. That was Ben's call. It's a great call. That was a great call. And well, look, those always are going to mean more to Goff because he still thinks he's a running quarterback. He doesn't want anybody to forget that. Look, I can throw it, but don't forget I can run it. I think no, listen, it was a great job. It really was. He felt the end close and he pulled it. It's not something we do. That's rare that we call that, but Ben thought it felt like it would work, and Goff executed. It was a great job.
Was that designed for that? Because he'd be sort of blocked back on. That was designed.
Yeah, it was designed.
Justin, how much you ever heard the crowd here? Because at times in the press room, I was like, wait, this is pretty
Man, our fans were outstanding. It was loud. And I do believe it had an effect on them. And man, that was early, and it was all the way through the game. When you're able to get them in some third downs, some of those nice 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 10s, our crowd really showed up. You always know when your eardrums are radiating like this, then it's pretty good. So this is the type of environment you want to have.
In your opening comments, you said you're not always easy to work with. I'm just wondering, this week was there?
No, I just applied a little pressure, and and the guys did a heck of a job. They responded well. The coaches really did, and the players did a great job. Everybody, we got back on our feet, and we got a tough one now on the road at Green Bay, and in a short week. So this is the no sleep and do whatever you got to do to stay awake and put together a great game plan, and for the players to, man, they're on they got to have recovery, and that can be their sole focus. They got to do everything it takes to get their bodies back by Thursday. So it's not easy on anybody, but that's what we're charged with.